every keyboard you can imagine.
Maybe I'm just a fool.
So I thought, ooh, maybe I'm crazy, because I am. I tell everyone I'm insane. And that's how I started my lyric, and I just went from there. And I just tried to think of a catchy sexual lyric that might be more marketable.
Usually the last thing to be done is the vocals. And all this time we've all been listening to that scratch vocal from the initial day. Voice is not the loudest thing, energy-wise. 9 out of 10 songs, the bass drum is much louder than the voice. And you should never lose sight of the fact that that's going to be viewed totally separate from this whole crazy experience of producing it.
Let's say this song that Chris has written in November of 1983. By the time it gets on the charts, it could be 6 months, 8 months, a year down the road. By the time she's written in November '83, by the time it gets on the charts, it could be already old hat, could maybe not even be commercial anymore.
The record business over the past 10 years has changed. Probably over the past 5 years has changed. In fact, is in a constant dynamic state.
I think in another couple years, I don't know what that means, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, records will be a thing of the past. There'll just be no reason to put it just on record when you're eliminating the whole visual experience.
Music videos are the obvious next step, but for anyone who has a sense of what music is visually, a person who writes music has a very specific idea when he's writing a tune, how it feels, how it looks in an internal way.
Every video you see has a new idea in it, a new trick, so to speak.
Someone who's a recognized band these days almost has to have a video to keep up. But an unknown artist, yeah, that's an excellent way for an unknown artist to get exposure, is to have a well-produced video.
For an unknown artist, a video is great because not so much that you could get the general public to see it, but when you send a tape to a record company, a video just gives them so much more.
If you could write a song that will stay around forever, you'll believe me, you'll make a lifelong friend of that publisher and that artist, that label, and you'll be able to, you'll have a lot of money.
After you've made a tape, there's different routes to take to get exposure and get airplay, whatever it is that you want.
The song just has to be put in front of somebody that can make a decision, okay, which could be a record company, it could be a publishing company, it could be a record producer, or it could be a group that is looking for material.
A&R people are the people in between the artist and the writer of a song. The artist who eventually does it and the writer who originally wrote it. They're the people that screen songs for a major label, usually, and they decide which songs best fit which artists that are signed to that label.
A&R people listen hard. They really are good people on the whole.
My feeling is that 90% of them are deaf and wouldn't know a hit record if it fell on them.
You can get your foot in the door, have somebody hear it, and it doesn't sound like it should be in 1920s. It sounds like it should be 1983. People will open their ears. They'll say, you've got something here. If you don't have any contacts whatsoever, you have to make those contacts yourself. You have to find out, research what publisher publishes what song, and if that song is most like the songs you write, go see that publisher. You've taken to them a demo, a cassette or reel-to-reel, which you plop on their tape recorder. You hand them a lyric sheet so he can read the lyrics, because unbelievably, most publishers don't read music. And sometimes they're not even that friendly. They don't say, try something else. They say, can you drive a cab?
I think a DJ's support and airtime is very influential to the success of a new song by an unknown artist, an unknown writer.
DJs break records only because they're the ones that have the access to playing it over the airwaves.
If I like the song, if I think it's catchy or funny, or for some reason it sticks in my mind, that would make me play it.
We will very rarely play a song off an album that hasn't been released as a single, and we don't play unsigned artists in general. I were to give advice to a local musician like Chris, I would say be persistent.
Don't look back, just do more.
I think the majority of people in the business are men. It's difficult, but I think the women are on the up and up.
Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson have a hit right now called Say, Say, Say. I believe Come On and Take This Love is a far better constructed song and says more and means more than that song.
I'd like to try and get it, market it to some other performers who are established performers and see if they will pick it up. And if they can ever record it, that'll get me a foot in the door.
I think that song would take a well-known, famous artist to make that song a top 40 hit.
Chris's tape is great. It should get a lot of attention, no doubt about it.
I would like for my song to make it, but there are so many good writers and so many people trying for what I am. I mean, it's just so hard to say. I like it.
I think Chris's song, from a craft standpoint of view of songwriting, is very, very well constructed, excellently constructed.
If we've got an artist, a 25-year-old girl who wants to go into a studio and produce her own record, it's suicidal.
You can tell she hasn't quite achieved all she's going to achieve, and the band could have been a little tighter, too.
Someone with no experience literally stands no chance at all competing.
It's tough. I guess in reality, her odds are slim, and that's what I would have to say, but not impossible. And I'm a dreamer, you know. If you can't go for it, you know, then what are you alive for, you know?
That's it.
Yay.
The wrap.
Terrific.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.